that's the scary part, that I know that there's some people, a minority, that are willing to just, like you said, fill a seat, bring the income back home, and then go do what they actually like. But I think the vast majority of people, and they've done research on this, could not, I wouldn't say could not, would not like to go to a job where what they do doesn't matter, they don't really contribute, the value of their performance is almost zero, if not zero, and they're just collecting a paycheck.
Yes.
Like I said, there's a minority of people that might be okay with that, but most people, we're built in, we're wired that way genetically. That's how we evolved to be who we are today as a species. Just don't like the feeling of, and this is exactly how the research goes. They bring a few people into a room one at a time. Hey, do this task. It could be filling a form, writing an essay, painting a little drawing, whatever. And to some people, they said, okay, here's, what we thought of it. We graded it. This is all that. And then they asked them, how do you feel about that? And to the other group, they said, okay, let me see your job. Make it into a crumble, throw it behind my back. Say, okay, thank you. You're good. And then they asked them, how do you feel about that? It doesn't mean much. It's just a little drawing, but they put effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
The slightest effort, right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes out of their day just to do a silly research. But still, people reported, when you do this in front of me of the thing you told me to do and I put effort into it, doesn't matter how much effort, it makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
And when you tell me how I performed, good or bad, just interest in it, already better.
Yeah.
And
And yeah, so when we have conversations with employees, and we coach on this a lot, how we have, not everyone, like we started, not everyone's perfect, and there's going to be mistakes made, and find something that they've done positive that they're good at. And that's how we start the conversation. It's, listen, you're great at this, but we're having some issues in this area, and we want to help you figure out how to do better there. So not just kind of, if you're giving negative feedback, not just giving negative feedback all the time. That really starts to drain people. And they're not going to be motivated to do better if all they think you're going to do is yell at them and tell them they're doing bad. So, there's got to be, again, a mix of positive affirmations and some coaching on things that you're not doing right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some of us would call that a shit sandwich.
Yeah, there you
But
go. Yes. Yes.
but those sandwiches have been proven to work.
Yep.
So no, for real though, it's important, and I understand what you're saying, and I think it makes total sense because um, what we just covered, it makes a lot of difference for somebody understanding that what they're doing is seen, noticed, taken into consideration. And yeah, positive versus negative feedback, they're taking different ways. Some negative feedback is harder to take in, but when at least it's taken with, okay, as a whole, I'm being seen here.
Yes.
Somebody actually wants me to improve.
Yes.
I can get over my ego.
Yeah.
And do better because there's a reason.
Yeah. And they're actually paying attention to how I'm doing, and they want me to be a better employee or a better person, and something.